Right now, as you are watching this, there are SUVs sitting on dealer lots across this country that have been sitting there for over a year. Not used cars with mystery pasts. Brand new SUVs, current model year, full factory warranty, and nobody is writing checks for them. I am not talking about a slow month or a seasonal dip. I am talking about vehicles with 300, 400, even 470 plus days of supply. To put that in perspective, a healthy vehicle has about 60 to 75 days of supply. That means dealers could sell every unit they have in 2 months and restock. These SUVs I am about to show you would take the dealer over a year to clear at the current sales pace. Some of them closer to a year and a half. And here is what makes this interesting. When SUVs stack up like this, dealers start bleeding money. Every single one of those vehicles is sitting on a floor plan loan, costing the dealer interest every single day it does not sell. That means they are motivated. That means if you walk onto a lot right now, with cash or pre-approved financing, you have leverage that buyers almost never get. I dug into the latest inventory data from Cox Automotive, Car A Edge, and IC Cars to find the 10 SUVs that nobody is buying in 2026. Some of these will shock you. A couple of them are from brands you would never expect to see on a list like this. Let's get into it. Starting at number 10. Lincoln spent a fortune redesigning the Nautilus. They gave it a massive 48-inch panoramic screen across the dashboard, a sleek new exterior, and they priced it starting around $53,000. The problem? Nobody asked for any of it. The Nautilus currently has a market day supply of 207 days, with over 13,600 units sitting on dealer lots. In the last 45 days, Lincoln moved fewer than 3,000 of them. That is brutal for a vehicle that was supposed to redefine Lincoln's future. Here is what went wrong. Lincoln is caught in no man's land. Buyers shopping at $53,000 to $70,000 are cross-shopping the Lexus RX, BMW X3, and the Genesis GV70. All three of those have stronger brand cachet, better resale value, or both, and buyers who want an American luxury SUV at that price are walking straight past the Nautilus to the Cadillac XT5 or the new Cadillac Lyriq. The Nautilus is not a bad vehicle. The interior is genuinely impressive. But when Lincoln as a brand does not carry the prestige to justify the price, the math does not work, and the inventory numbers prove it. Number 9. Land Rover Discovery Sport. The Discovery Sport has been on life support for a while now. The current generation has been around since 2017, and it has not received a meaningful update beyond a light facelift in 2021. In a segment that moves fast, standing still is a death sentence. Current market day supply sits at 211 days with about 640 units at dealerships. Now that total inventory number is small compared to some others on this list, but the sales velocity is what kills it. Only 137 sold in the last 45 days across the entire country. That is not a slow seller. That is a flat line. The Discovery Sport starts around $50,000, and for that money you are getting a compact luxury SUV with Land Rover's legendary off-road capability, but also Land Rover's legendary reliability problems. J.D. Power consistently ranks Land Rover near the bottom in dependability, and buyers have caught on. Maintenance costs on these are eye-watering, and the depreciation is steep. A 3-year-old Discovery Sport loses over 40% of its value. Buyers are doing the math and walking away. Number 8. Jeep Compass. If there is one SUV on this list that dealers are truly desperate to move, it might be the Compass. There are over 26,000 of them sitting unsold right now. 26,000. That is a 222-day supply, and only about 5,300 sold in the last 45 days. The Jeep Compass has an identity crisis. It is priced around $32,000, which puts it right in the crosshairs of the Toyota RAV4, the Honda CR-V, and the Mazda CX-50. And every single one of those vehicles is better in nearly every measurable way. Better fuel economy, better reliability ratings, better resale value, better interior quality. The Compass was built on a platform shared with the Fiat 500X, and it shows. The interior feels a generation behind, the infotainment can be laggy, and the driving experience is underwhelming. Jeep knows this, and the next generation Compass is supposedly coming, but it is being delayed by tariff complications since it is built overseas. In the meantime, dealers are stuck with lots full of a vehicle that shoppers have figured out does not compete. Stellantis brands overall are struggling with inventory. Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram all carried over 130 days of supply heading into 2026. The Compass is just the most visible symptom. Number 7. Nissan Murano. This one actually stings because the new Murano is a genuinely improved vehicle. Nissan completely redesigned it for 2025 with a striking new exterior, a much nicer interior, and a 241 horsepower turbocharged four-cylinder paired with a 9-speed automatic. On paper, it checks a lot of boxes. But the numbers tell a different story. The Murano hit a market day supply of 234 days, with roughly 20,000 units sitting on dealer lots. Nissan only sold 3,957 in a recent 45-day period. That is a lot of metal collecting dust. Nissan front-loaded production based on optimistic projections and essentially overbuilt the Murano before demand could catch up. They cut their 2025 production target by 21% and even started paying dealers $1,000 to $2,000 per vehicle just to take more inventory off their hands. The deeper problem is this. Nissan let the old Murano sit for nearly a decade without a real update. Loyal customers left the brand. As one anonymous Nissan dealer put it, they let the model age so long that people simply moved on. To the Hyundai Santa Fe, the Honda Passport, and the Mazda CX-70. Rebuilding that trust takes years, not one redesign cycle. Number 6. Jaguar F-Pace. The Jaguar F-Pace has been on slow seller lists for most of 2025, and the situation has not improved heading into 2026. Current supply sits at 267 days, with over 2,100 units on lots and only about 360 selling every 45 days. But here is the context that makes this even worse. Jaguar has essentially stopped producing new vehicles as it prepares for a complete brand relaunch focused on ultra-luxury electric vehicles. That means every F-Pace sitting on a lot right now, is it? When they are gone, there are no more coming. You would think that kind of scarcity would light a fire under sales. It has not. The F-Pace starts around $58,000 and can climb well past $80,000 in higher trims. At that price, it is competing with the Porsche Cayenne, the BMW X5, and the Mercedes GLE. All of those carry stronger reputations for reliability and resale. Jaguar's dependability scores are among the worst in the industry, and the cost of maintenance on a Jaguar outside of warranty is genuinely shocking. Buyers in this price bracket do their homework, and the homework says look elsewhere. Number 5. Maserati Grecale. The Maserati Grecale. Have you heard of it? Most people have not, and that is exactly the problem. This compact luxury SUV was supposed to be Maserati's volume play, their answer to the Porsche Macan. It starts around $65,000 and goes north of $80,000 loaded. The current supply is at 299 days, with 672 units sitting and only about 101 selling every 45 days. For some context, Toyota sells more RAV4s in a single day than Maserati sells Grecales in a month and a half. The Grecale has a gorgeous interior and legitimately exciting driving dynamics. But Maserati has never been a brand Americans associate with SUVs. Their dealer network is tiny, their reliability reputation is shaky at best, and the idea of spending $80,000 on a Maserati SUV when a Porsche Macan exists at the same price point is a hard sell. Add in depreciation that falls off a cliff, and you understand why these things are collecting pollen on dealer lots. Number 4. Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Alfa Romeo and Maserati are both Stellantis brands, and both are struggling for the same fundamental reason. American buyers do not trust Italian luxury vehicles to hold up long term. The Stelvio is sitting at 314 days of supply, with 886 units on lots, and only 127 sold in the last 45 days. This is a shame because the Stelvio is one of the best driving SUVs money can buy. The steering is precise, the chassis is balanced, and the Quadrifoglio version with its Ferrari-derived twin-turbo V6 is an absolute weapon. But none of that matters when the dealer experience is inconsistent. The reliability reputation trails German competitors and the resale value craters. The Stelvio starts around $50,000 and can top $90,000 in Quadrifoglio trim. For that money, you are competing with BMW X3 M50, Mercedes-AMG GLC, and the Porsche Macan, all of which have vastly larger dealer networks, better reliability data, and stronger resale. The Stelvio is a car for enthusiasts who buy with their hearts. The market is telling us there are not enough of those people. Number 3. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. When Jeep brought back the Grand Wagoneer name, it was supposed to be a triumphant return. An American luxury icon reborn to compete with the Cadillac Escalade, the Lincoln Navigator, and even the Mercedes GLS. Instead, it is sitting at 400 days of supply, with over 1,200 units on lots, and only 141 sold every 45 days. 400 days. That means at the current pace, it would take dealers well over a year to sell what they have. The average Grand Wagoneer on a lot is priced around $96,000, and many trims push past $120,000. The vehicle itself is genuinely impressive. The twin-turbo inline-six makes serious power. The interior is dripping with real wood and leather, and the technology package is loaded. But here is the fundamental issue. When you are asking someone to spend $100,000 or more on an SUV, brand matters enormously. Jeep, no matter how nice the product is, does not carry the same prestige as Cadillac or Mercedes in the luxury space. Buyers at that price point are not just buying a vehicle, they are buying a status symbol. And the Grand Wagoneer has not earned that status in the eyes of enough buyers. The brutal irony is that the people who do buy them generally love them. But love does not move 400 days of inventory. Number 2. Subaru Solterra. The Subaru Solterra is sitting at a staggering 411 days of supply. There are 868 on lots, and only 95 sold in the last 45 days. 95. Across the entire United States. The Solterra is Subaru's first fully electric SUV, co-developed with Toyota, which sells the same vehicle as the bZ4X. Both have struggled, but the Solterra has struggled harder. It starts around $44,000, which puts it in striking distance of the Tesla Model Y, the Hyundai Ioniq 5, and the Chevrolet Equinox electric vehicle. Each one of those offers more range, faster charging, better technology, or a lower price. Some offer all four. The Solterra delivers about 228 miles of range in its best configuration. That was competitive when it launched. It is not competitive now. The Equinox electric vehicle starts under $35,000 and offers comparable range. The Model Y has a vastly superior charging network. And now that the federal electric vehicle tax credit has ended, the Solterra's value proposition has completely collapsed. Without that $7,500 incentive, buyers are looking at a $44,000 electric SUV with mediocre range from a brand that built its reputation on boxer engines and symmetrical all-wheel drive, not electric powertrains. The math simply does not add up. And number 1, Volkswagen ID.4. The Volkswagen ID.4 sits at the top of this list with 471 days of supply. That is nearly 16 months. There are over 1,300 units on lots, and only 131 sold in the last 45 days. Let that sink in. At the current pace, it would take Volkswagen almost a year and a half to sell through existing ID.4 inventory, even if they stopped production entirely tomorrow. The ID.4 was Volkswagen's big electric bet for the American market. It starts around $42,000, offers decent range, and is honestly a perfectly fine vehicle to drive. The interior is clean, the ride is smooth, and it has enough space for a small family. But fine does not sell cars in 2026. The EV market has moved at lightning speed, and the ID.4 has been lapped. The Tesla Model Y outsells it by a factor that is almost embarrassing to calculate. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 offers faster 800-volt charging. The Chevy Equinox EV undercuts it on price by nearly $8,000. And the Kia EV6 delivers a sportier driving experience in the same price range. On top of all that, Volkswagen as a brand carries over 143 days of total inventory across its entire lineup. The ID.4 is not an isolated problem. It is a symptom of Volkswagen struggling to connect with American buyers across the board. Volkswagen dealers are sitting on these things, praying for foot traffic. If you want an ID.4, right now you have leverage that would have been unthinkable 2 years ago. Walk in with a pre-approved loan and a number in mind, and do not be afraid to negotiate aggressively. These dealers need to move this metal. So there you have it, 10 SUVs that are clogging dealer lots across America right now. And here's the thing, a couple of these are actually decent vehicles that got buried by bad timing, overproduction, or a brand that could not keep up with what buyers want. The Nissan Murano, the Lincoln Nautilus, even the ID.4, these are not terrible products. They are just the wrong product at the wrong price at the wrong moment. If you are shopping right now, use this information. Dealers sitting on 200, 300, 400 plus days of inventory are losing sleep. They want to deal, they need to deal, and that puts you in the driver's seat, literally. If this helped, hit subscribe. I am putting out more videos every week breaking down the real numbers behind what is happening on dealer lots. No fluff, No sponsored opinions, just the data. I will see you in the next one.